As soon as I turn the camera on, I feel like I have to deliver, and I feel like I have to say this big thing that inspires everyone around me. And the reason why I decide to be visible is because I have this feeling that I should share my voice. I have this feeling that I should share my voice and that it's time to share my voice. And I have this vision that I can support other moms. I can create this village where everyone supports each other, lifts each other up. It's a place where we can be honest, where we get support, where we create intentionally good feelings. We talk about mindset, about self-love, about self-care, which is so important. And I just dream of creating this community where we can all be together and grow together. And I dream of this because I think this was missing for me when I was a young mom. When I say young mom, a mom with a baby, I felt alone. I felt lost. I felt stuck. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to be a mom. I didn't know how to be an employee, let alone an employee with a baby at home. I didn't know how to be a wife, how to be a partner. Everything felt weird. Everything felt overwhelming. I still had like these hormones throwing through my body. Like one time I would be super emotional, sometimes full of joy, full of gratitude, and then full of fear and worry and sadness. And it was just this roller coaster that nobody prepared me for. And in my case, it was paired with pandemic, with worry about financials, about what life will look like. It was paired with a lot of uncertainty, a lot of negativity, and I myself drove myself crazy because I just absorbed all these news and I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't stop. I would just absorb it. And at the end of the day, I was sad, and it was really a depression that I had because I didn't find myself. I couldn't find myself how to get out. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to change. I just feel lost, stuck, helpless. I couldn't really communicate with my partner. Our relationship wasn't in the bad spot at that point due to multiple reasons. So I felt really lost. And I think what I want to create is a community where moms can come together and we can talk about our mindset. We can talk about the things that bother us in this minute, and we can talk about it and come together and be one community. I love talking about mindset because for me, this was the big change. This is where I realized how much power I have in myself and how much I can actually do. When before I always thought I needed other people. I thought I needed help from my partner or my employer or like the world to just change. And I blamed everyone and everything else for the position I was in. When in reality, I put myself in there because of the thoughts that I allowed in my head and the thoughts that I created in my head. Now, I'm not saying that our thoughts are wrong. I'm just saying often how we think is wrong. And that is the huge realization I had when I started to go and invest in personal development. For me, it started with Tony Robbins and a free challenge, and that turned into UBW. And from there, I just explored into other programs. I listened to a lot of other people, joined their programs, did their free challenges, whatever it was. And really fast, I saw a huge change. I saw a huge change in me because on the outside, nothing changed. It was all the same. It was just the outside that changed. And I realized how much power I have. And it all starts with our thoughts up here. And that's when I decided, wow, I always call it a crazy thought. What if I can help other people? What if I can have an impact and I can change the world by helping moms? As moms, we have such a huge responsibility because we are literally shaping the next generation. And I question, how can we do this when we are overwhelmed with work, when we are too busy with trying to figure our own life out, when we're trying to figure ourselves as human beings out? We have feelings too. And the truth is, often when we have our little ones, there's a lot of stuff coming up from our own childhood, because the truth is, it's more than likely that the way we handle our children, whether in good situation or in bad situation, it's probably a reflection on how people dealt with us and the behavior that was modeled to us. So a lot of this is unconscious, that we didn't even realize that it went so deep, and we never even wanted it to go that deep. And still here we are, a reflection of our parents or whoever the person was that helped us grow up. So we need to let go of a lot of our own stuff. Yet nobody teaches us to do that. Nobody is there to lend us a hand and say like, hey, this is how you get rid of your own stuff so you can be the mom that you actually want to be. And when I say mom that you want to be, for me that means showing up as our true self, not worrying what other people do, feeling comfortable in our own skin. That's something in the past I never had. I never felt comfortable in my own skin. I always was watching other people. It's like, what do they do? Okay, I better do the same thing. What do they look like? Ooh, okay, let's intentionally play with that. And what I mean with that is, I wouldn't dress like them. For me, it was like I dressed as simple as possible, because in my head, I said, well, if I do that, I cannot go wrong. If I don't even try, nobody can tell me I failed, because I purposely decided to fail in that regard. And that's the route that I decided to go with to deal with this, because I did not want someone to come to me and say like, this is wrong what you're doing. So everything I did was always depending on what other people were feeling was important, good, and right. You know what? I don't want that. I don't want that for anyone, because the truth is, this is not going to make us happy. When we can show up the way we want to show up, be our true selves, and be happy and joyful and grateful, and just be able to enjoy the life. What kind of children can we create when we do this? I am 100% convinced that the world will look like a better place, because we all come from a positive energy, and we can show our kids like, yes, we need to work and we need to take care of our house and we need to juggle all these things, and we can do it joyfully. We can do it not why we lose ourselves. We can do it while we take care of ourselves. We can do it while we prioritize our own health and mind, while taking care of our little people and taking care of their health and minds. And that is really what I want to create. I want to help moms to let go of the past, to let go of things that held them back, that prevent them from enjoying life, because the truth is, life is too short. And I'm also 100% convinced that we were not put on earth to be miserable. That just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense. So why are we so miserable? So I want to invite all the moms to join my group, to create a community where we focus on growth of being ourselves, where we can show up and say like, hey, I'm struggling right now, like I'm just overwhelmed with everything, everything feels too much, I feel stuck, whatever it is. And we can get rid of these things so we can show up in our family, in our friendships, in our partnership, at work, wherever it is, as our true self, enjoying life, being happy, and really living the way we were intended to live. If you like this video, then share it, show it to your mom friends, join my community. I would love to see you there. It's a Facebook group. I'm going to link it below this video. And let's start to create this amazing community. Let's start to get this dream going. Talk to you soon.